So how long ago did I review The Curse of Frankenstein? Oh shit, a little over a month and a half ago. Ah well, better late than never, am I right? Because today we're going to be reviewing The Revenge of Frankenstein, released in 1958. We pick up where the last movie left off, with Baron Victor Frankenstein, once again being played by Peter Cushing, about to be executed by the guillotine, but instead, with the assistance of a hunchback named Carl, played by Oscar Kwiatek, a priest is executed in Victor's place. 3 years later, Victor is now in Carlsbrook under Elias, Dr. Stein, and caters to both the rich and the poor in the city. It is also there where Victor meets a young member of the city's medical council, Hans Cleve, played by Francis Matthews, who asks to be Victor's apprentice, to which he approves. Victor decides instead of a messed up creature like the last movie, he decides to put Carl in a healthy body. Oh yeah, you know this, Carl? You're going under the knife. Actually, scratch that. He knew, and he's more than willing to go under the knife. After having his brain transplanted into a new body, this time played by Michael Gwynn, the transplant is a success, and he's taken to a hospital, but is strapped down to the foot. Once he's told that he's a sensation, Carl panics and tries to escape, but due to the straps, well, he can't. So he tries to get the help of a girl named Margaret, played by Eunice Gayson, who lets him free. A little while later, he flees to Victor's laboratory and tries to burn his old body as an old janitor appears and tries to kill him. It wouldn't take half a brain to know that wouldn't work, Janny. Meanwhile, Hans and Victor discover that, well, Carl's gone. The next morning, Margaret goes to her aunt's stable and finds Hans there and tries to tell Victor and Hans, but he tells her not to. She goes anyway, thankfully only for Hans, but when they return, Carl's gone missing. We skip ahead to that night, where Carl looks like he's aged 30 or 40 years, but anyway, he strangles a local girl before heading to a wedding reception, or at least some sort of reception, and exposes Frankenstein's real name before he dies on the spot. Due to this, Hans pleads Frankenstein to leave the country, but he refuses, even going against the medical council that he's not Frankenstein. Unfortunately, when they dig up his grave, which we know that it's not his, they find out that it is indeed that Frankenstein is still alive. When Frankenstein returns to the poor hospital, he is almost immediately beaten to death. Hans barely manages to save him and transplant his brain into another body that somehow looks exactly like him. The police show up to arrest Victor, but Hans shows him his body and they leave. A little while later, Hans and Victor relocate to London, where the latter is going under the pseudonym Dr. Frank. Overall, I'd say the acting is good, characters are great, and there's actually some emotional weight with Carl's story about being a hunchback and having, Margaret as his crush. Overall, I'll rate this movie a 9.3 out of 10.